Service industry members, bartenders, hosts, managers, welcome. OTM network members, appreciate you guys coming. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive right into today's group coaching session because I have a shift at Space Cowboy today. We're doing OTM networking Wednesdays, trying to bring together all the service industry members in Houston, the side hustlers, even entrepreneurs, and really trying to get everybody on the same page so that way we can start creating, collaborating together. So last week I ended up having a group coaching session where I really touched on community building and the benefits that would have for bartenders and how that could directly correlate into monetary gain, but also it correlated into you actually building a brand for yourself, something that you can end up taking with you whether you go to another bar or if you end up just wanting to start your own business. Because a lot of times I see people who are bartenders who try to go do other things, but then they don't get the same support as they would on a Friday night at the bar slanging alcohol. So with that said, I know one of the biggest things that I always tell bartenders is you need to be using social media. You need to be getting people to follow you because it's almost like your CRM or what we call a customer relations management tool. So that way that they can follow you, and so now you can post and stay at the top of their mind. So it's not you asking them to come see you, but it's when they want to go do something, they know already in their mind who they want to come see and what they want to do. So I know that's an easy process to understand. And I know a lot of times it's not easy for bartenders to get into this because they feel like they don't have anything worth posting or they don't know what to post. And so, as a guy who's been in the content creation space for several years now, I've had videos go viral on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I'm even on Reddit. I'm active in Discord. I've had a chance to really experiment with a lot of different pieces of type of content. So I want to spend today talking about, I guess, how you can start using content creation and what it is and how to leverage it and different examples of it. All right, so let's get into it. So if you watched last week's video, you know that I talked a lot about my time in Miami. Well, even before then, I was bartending out here in Houston and Hector, just to bring it back. And I noticed that when we would convert people into followers, and then we would then post our workouts throughout the week, we would have customers come up to us and talk about our workouts. What this did was it showed me the power of social media. People are watching. It gives them a topic to talk about when they see you, of course. But then also, when they see you working out, they remember you're a bartender. Bam. All right. Understand the science. So ended up going to Miami to open up a bar. While out there, ended up connecting with a workout group. And honestly, the same process hit my head. Like, yo, let me create some content around this. So that way that I can really showcase I'm a bartender without having to say I'm a bartender. Because it's pretty obvious that's what I do because I'm pretty loud about it. So I ended up taking a workout group from 4 people to 70 people using some of the video content creation strategies that I've been used to. Post a lot of hype videos and even then inviting people out to the workout. And from that workout, ended up obviously creating a lot of potential bar regulars who ended up coming to the bar. So that was just an opportunity that showed me how video content creation can build communities, but it also allowed me to create content that entertained the bar guests that were already following me. Next, in that whole era, Miami era, I ended up connected with a guy named Herwig. He had a technology-based media company. Ended up working with them to help develop some content. I ended up coming up with my own media property idea, which is called Open Tab, where I would interview different entrepreneurs as a way to really expose what I was doing to their audience. A lot of these guys were influencers, and so ended up having a lot of opportunities to video edit, chop up clips, and really get really creative with those ideas. But once again, guess what? My bar guests, they're watching this stuff. So I'm over here doing all these extra side projects, and the whole time I got my bar guests watching me. So I learned a lot in those different situations, and it really boils down into a lot of the stuff that I'm doing right now, which is we have the OTM network. You see that on my chest right here. So the OTM network is really just a hospitality network where we're providing opportunities for everybody in the industry to connect, collaborate. Industry events, they're going to be huge here, and creating content and helping people go through professional development. But you can have a good idea and nobody not know about it. So I already knew going into it that I had to do great marketing. I had to put my personal brand on the line to help drive awareness to this whole idea that I have. So before I got started in that, I had to do market research. So if you're looking to start creating content, before you start blasting it out, because you don't know what good content is, how about you go find what good content is? One of the best ways to do this, and write this down, because Instagram doesn't allow you to search what the most viral videos are. It doesn't even allow you to search what the most recent videos are. But TikTok, they started doing this. You can go to the TikTok search box and you can type in bartender, real estate agent, beauty service, You type in any type of searchability term that you want, and then you can search by the most viewed, most liked, the last 30 days, last 90 days of all time. All these different search metrics are within TikTok. So this is one of the easiest ways that you can perform market research before you start creating content. A great way to get inspiration. Another two spots that a lot of people don't know about is Facebook groups. So yeah, Facebook, they've created these micro communities around every imaginable niche that you can think of. If you were to go in there in one of these groups after finding them, you can go in and search by their most liked posts. And then from there, once again, turn it into inspiration. The same thing on Reddit. Reddit has micro communities of every imaginable niche and topic. And they want to, Facebook groups pretty much copied the Reddit model. So, but Reddit is one of the first people to have these micro communities where people are just sharing information and it's getting upvoted. So now you can quantify how people are engaging with content. So it was there that I really leveled up my game in those three different platforms. On TikTok, I saw that bartenders, they love entertainment. So that's how I introduced skits into my marketing arsenal. On Reddit and Facebook, I saw that people love memes. So I'm like, okay, bet, I gotta start making memes. That's easy. I mean, I'm in the life. I'm seeing a bartender life. I see the things that are gonna make everything relatable. Let me just turn it into content. And then one thing I saw that was missing in this whole spectrum was people doing development videos around bartending. I saw a lot of mixology stuff, but I didn't see a lot of things talking about how people could make more money with bartending or how to get into bartending. Things that a lot of people are really looking for, and a lot of times they only find out this information through word of mouth. So that's what I was able to find by doing market research. So not only was I able to find what was working, I got a chance to find what the gap was. And so combining both of those two are really going to help you when you start developing out your content strategy. But I also want to focus on how I started to niche down. So at first I wanted to come in trying to attack the whole hospitality industry. But as you know, there are a lot of different moving players in the hospitality industry. You got the hosts, the servers, the managers. You got back of house. You got dishwashers. I mean, dishwashers and cooks, they kind of have different lives. So once I realized that I wanted to talk to bartenders exclusively, it helped me out a whole ton and really to how I'm going to create my content. Because with the algorithm, you need an audience to really make it to that next layer of reach. So when you post a piece of content, they're gonna push it out to a group of people. Determining how the percentage of people that like that is going to determine if it makes it to that next layer of reach. So this is one of the big reasons why I'm big on creating a burner account, so that way you can have a more nascent audience instead of you trying to push this irrelevant content to your family and friends hoping for pity likes. No, have a burner account, and then from there you have the audience around you that you are speaking to, so that way that you can have a higher percentage of people who engage your content, which will then push it out to that next layer of audience, and so forth and so forth. So go ahead and niche down, talk to your niche very specifically. Once you start building up a big enough following, people resonate with you and your personal brand, they see your face, they like it regardless. Now you can start having a more wider approach to your content. So now that I've developed this platform, guess what? It's easier for me to talk to managers now, because I know when I post something, I want to have 1,000 bartenders like what I'm saying to help me reach that next layer, which can then, you know what I'm saying, keep exponentially growing. But like I said, I knew that I had to build this on my personal brand. So I personally started going out there and creating tons of videos. So when it comes to the algorithm, the best way to beat it is with shareability and savability. And one of the things that I noticed was anytime I had somebody else in my content, they would share it. I was like, wow, that's easy. If I have somebody else in my video, that's at least one other person that is going to share this post. And guess what? If it's somebody who probably isn't on camera that often, their whole following is going to share it to show them support. So that was one of the hacks I learned. And sometimes when it comes with that, it's like, okay, how can I create a whole strategy around that? There's skits, there's interviews, development videos. Like I said, having somebody in each one of those just really helps to get your reach really out there. Memes, another one. I talked about this earlier. That's what I learned from Facebook and I learned from Reddit. But memes, if you post a meme and it's very relatable, like one of the first ones we posted with me and Hector was him pouring a bottle in some guy's mouth, and it said, "You go out for one drink. This is what a bartender means on a Wednesday." Bam, Hector got the bottle in your mouth. Everybody shared that. We posted that on a Wednesday. We had Wednesday on the meme, and now Everybody's clicking on this meme, and then from that meme, they're coming back to our profile. And from that profile visit, they're binge watching the content. So that's why it's good to make sure you're pumping out content, because eventually people are going to come to your profile, and it needs to be binge worthy. It's always a good feeling when you see somebody like 15 of your videos and they hit you with a follow. It's almost like you go into a Netflix new episode, and you're like episode 2 in, you're like, oh yeah, I'm about to get comfortable. I'm about to get through this. That's how it was with Game of Thrones and Black Mirror. I also write blogs, and I say that because I know a lot of bartenders, they aren't into reading and things like that, but reading a lot of times allow people to digest content on their own terms. They can have music going on in the background, they can be on the toilet, they can be in the bed, but it's also a great time to really let your audience create a picture around your message, and just another form of content. But a lot of times with these blogs, I'm really just repurposing a lot of the stuff that I put on videos. I'm probably going to turn this video into a blog, as a matter of fact. So I also have strategy guides. I think it's the best way for me to get my point across from the developmental standpoint. Like, I have my brand building strategy guide that you guys need to go cop, 10 steps, 56-page guide. I also have my community building guide, which is based off of the group coaching call I had last week. Make sure you go download that. That's a free one. All these links will be in the bio. But really, just encompassing all these different types of content really allows you to provide variety to your following, because you don't want to post the same thing every single day. I know we all see those people who post the exact same type of content every single day. You become numb to it, and now it really mutes your brand to their attention. And with social media and everything else is going around, everybody's fighting for people's attention. You need to start figuring out how you can get people's attention as fast as possible. So once again, you're getting your bar guests, you're connecting with them in person, you're building this community, they're following you, and now you're using these strategies to keep them involved and engaged with your brand while they're following you, so that way that when they think about where they want to go visit, who they want to go see, you're popping up because you posted a funny skit, because you posted an interview over at this random bar, or because you posted a funny meme that made them think of you. And before I finish up, I need to let you know, creating the content is one part of it, but actually posting the content is the hard part. I know so many people who have so much good content on their camera roll, they're just not even using. They're just not even posting. They're scared to post, or they just won't post, or they just haven't edited. It's just like, no, man. That's the most important part. Once you create it, you got to distribute it. So understanding the different formats of the platform is going to be very important. It's like on YouTube and Facebook. Well, YouTube, you can't post a short that's longer than 60 seconds. On Facebook, you can't post a reel that's longer than 90 seconds. On TikTok and Instagram, you can go up to 10 minutes. So if you're trying to repurpose content for 4 platforms at the same time, then it probably needs to be under 60 seconds. Or if you're only trying to be on Instagram and TikTok, then you can post a reel that's 3 minutes. A lot of times I'll have these interviews with different bar managers and bartenders that could easily go over 2 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. I know that I can only have them on TikTok and Instagram. Or then I'd have to make it a long, wide video like it is right now, and then put it on YouTube as an actual video. But then that minimizes opportunity for reach. It'll only get like 20 views. Versus when it's a YouTube short, I have a chance to get 5,000 views. So with that in mind, I was like, okay, how can I keep that in mind when I'm going forward with my content strategy? Like, okay, I'm making this for this platform. When it comes to, you know what I'm saying, I understand just really posting on all these different platforms can be intimidating, can be a lot of work, especially for a bartender, bar manager who's out here pumping out 40 hours, 50 hours. But I would say in the beginning, as you start posting, post everywhere, post often, post different variety types, and then you need to figure out what's working and what channels are been resonating with you. Like me, at first when I got into the game, I noticed that TikTok was killing it. And so Instagram, I kind of got a little lazy on it, but Instagram ended up passing my TikTok only because I stayed consistent on all of them. And now I notice that it's easier for me to connect and communicate with my audience on Instagram. So had I given up on Instagram too early, trying to double down on TikTok, I wouldn't have the opportunities that I have right now, which is really building these relationships. Like I love entertaining, I love, you know what I'm saying, popping up on somebody's screen and getting a ton of likes and everything. But at the end of the day, I'm out here trying to get impact, and I'm trying to build customers, build clients, build relationships. So keep that in mind. A lot of you all, if you're like in your 40s or 50s trying to create content, Facebook might be the place for you. Or if you're some guy who's trying to get into mixology and teach people about recipes and drink making techniques, maybe YouTube might be the spot for you. Or maybe you might be somebody who wants to write different blogs, create a bunch of different graphics, infographics around the industry. Reddit might be the place for you. So making sure that you are on each of these platforms, seeing what's working, and of course, checking your analytics. I'm gonna finish up with analytics. I know nobody likes looking at numbers and things like that, but it's one of the best ways to get quantifiable feedback on if things are working or not for you. So one of my favorite things is to check my shares and my saves. I know you look at likes, but likes sometimes they come from different places. Who knows why somebody might like your post? But when somebody's just sharing it, that lets you know that it's going to at least another person's account, possibly 5, 6 different accounts. So that helps you beat the algorithm. That also promotes engagement. That factors into the social media platform's algorithm on how to push your stuff out to new audiences. And then saves. This means somebody is coming back to see your stuff. It's one of the highest forms of flattery that you can get on a platform. Honestly, I think I would prefer a save over comment. So definitely making sure you're checking that, seeing where your average is, so that way when you have posts that are perform above average, you're like, okay, let me make sure I keep that type of content in mind, and I can start finding different pieces of content that kind of emulate that performance. And then when it comes to videos, I think there's a secret out there that a lot of people don't understand yet. But watch time is the most critical piece of it all. So obviously you can have videos of different lengths, but I've noticed that when it comes to a percentage of that length of video, it will directly correlate to how many people get the chance to view your video. So after posting tons of videos, and TikTok tells you the information when it comes to percentage watched. Instagram doesn't tell you, but you can just calculate it yourself. It's easy calculation. So say if you have a 1 minute video and people end up watching 10 seconds of that video, that means 10% of the audience that saw the video finished the whole video. So I noticed that on these platforms, if you get to 50%, you have a viral video. You're going to get over 100K. So if you get to 15%, you have a chance of getting at probably 5 to 10K views. So with that, keep that in mind, so that way that you can have in your mind how you need to be fighting for every second of somebody's attention. So getting a chance to start off with a hook, a question, just get them through that first 3 seconds. A lot of times I like to put text on the screen, so that way when people read the text, that's already 3 seconds gone. Now I can pop them with another value. Maybe you can ask a mid video question to keep them on to see the end of it all. But I like skits a lot, because skits tell a story, and at that point it's almost like, why would I watch the beginning of this and not finish it? I need the conclusion. I need that dopamine hit. So a lot of times that's why skits end up doing so well, is because people are waiting to see how it ends. They're waiting for the punchline. And of course you got to make sure you deliver. Don't create videos without a punchline. People start scrolling by you because they know you ain't talking about shit. Okay? Simple stuff. So man, like I said, watch time is very critical. It's going to start off super low at first. Like, you're going to post a minute video, it's going to be around 5 or 6 seconds. Don't get discouraged. You keep posting, make sure it's valuable, make sure you have your punchline, make sure you have other people in it so people are sharing it. And eventually, as people get used to your face, you'll have more leniency. So they're like, you know what, I like this guy. Let me see what he has to say. Because every video is not going to smack. I'm pretty sure you're talking about content. Not every video smacks. But you need to just stay consistent with it, take in analytics, and then anytime you have a jump in those analytics, like, okay, that's an anomaly. Well, you got a big video. Double down on it, triple down on it. And if it's a platform showing you a lot of love, start showing them some love too. Make sure you're engaging with your people. If you post something dope, make sure you send it out to people. Like, yo, tell me what your thoughts are. Like, comment. But that's it for me, man. Keep it quick. I'm about to get this shift started. Make sure you come pull up on your boy, OTM Space Cowboy Networking Wednesdays. I have all of my resources down below. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Bartender the CEO. Check out my brand building guide. Check out my free group coaching sessions. And make sure you pull up on these events, man. See you guys at the top.